during the Ebola outbreak that claimed the lives of over 3,000 Sierra Leoneans. The streets of Freetown are flooded with blaring sounds from ambulances and men in protective gears, which brings back memories of a sad past. Upon our arrival at Mount Sugarloaf, even before settling down to start work, we were greeted with the rush and shouting to get one of the hundreds of bodies under the rubble that has been removed into a body bag as they took it to an awaiting ambulance. Volunteers of mostly military men are still working on recovering bodies from this vast devastation at Mount Sugarloaf. Over 200 bodies are at the morgue in downtown Freetown, and the number is expected to rise with more people being removed from the scene. The unavailability of skilled manpower and required equipment for such a rescue effort is a serious challenge, and the hope of bringing out survivors has dwindled, or probably no more, even though the search continues. According to workers at the country's central mortuary, they have never been this inundated with dead bodies as it has been during the past few days. The numbers keep rising, and they are effortlessly working to manage the situation.
We start very early, so the one they will not get and food, where they're not able to identify at all, because you know we get food, you talk say that I'm posting this. So the one they don't get at the yesterday, they don't bury them. So today we open the one that we get hand, food and all things for them for make people they see them. But the body they don't begin decompose because they're not being going under proper treatment for making them able to keep them for burial. So the earlier we do that, it will better, because if you stay now safe, now the camera them now we syphilize them, they pass all over the place.
Even though more bodies are being discovered, the official death report from government is around 300. But Ishmael Alfred Charles of the charity Caritas and Ely International says the number is far more than that.
I can authoritatively say it's more than 400 people that have been recovered. And that's actually those that they see the full parts. There are some people who they are not able to see their full parts. It's just part of their body that they have actually recovered. And so definitely it's more than 400. But as you know, governments have their own ways of how they want to do and report things. And I can understand why. And so, of course, maybe they might not want to create panic. But they might need to just dodge the number and say we don't want to talk about the numbers. But definitely the numbers is more than 400.
I don't know because skilled people they come inside. But roughly they get about 300 people. But when they talk about the scores of people that were missing.
I've just come from behind this black gate. Actually inside there, hundreds of Sierra Leoneans are laying dead. Most, if not all of the bodies, are beyond recognition, and the situation there is overwhelming according to some of the volunteers and workers. On this other end, you have hundreds of members from the public who are here to identify their relatives or people they know who were victims of the mudslide and flooding in the capital, Freetown. Until you come to this place, you either go beyond this black gate or speak to people here, then you'll understand the devastation of what's happening in Sierra Leone on Monday, 14th August. Ijatu, like many others, lost everything during the mudslide and flooding. She cried hopelessly for her family who are no more.
I didn't want to check again. I didn't want to check again.